HarmonyOS the kaidashi the virtual machine now supports the directx 11. The GPU, the virtual GPU now supports the DirectX 11 so that you can play the game, play the DirectX 11 game. A lot of things now supporting. So I think now the HarmonyOS PC is getting better and better. You can run the native HarmonyOS plus the Windows virtual machine, both. So now this is the HarmonyOS PC now I'm showing to you, and you can see HarmonyOS 6.0. I have just updated it. It's the beta test version, 32 gig RAM and 1T gig SSD, and X90 CPU, Kirin X90 CPU running 20 cores, hybrid threading. So I think it's very fast, and with the multitasking, I think it's very good. You can see here is the HarmonyOS UI. So here is the HarmonyOS. You can use the 4 fingers to swipe back and forth, so you can shift between Windows and HarmonyOS. So I think it's very convenient. For this, now the Windows is the running under the virtual machine. So here's the virtual machine. The VM I'm showing you is the Windows. They have the GPU, and the GPU now supports the DirectX. The GPU has 2 gig RAM and 256 gig hard disk, so 16 gig RAM. And you can see the GPU is here. SVG, this kind of GPU is the virtual one. And now this is the Windows 11 with the 8 core 16 gig RAM for this running the VM. So they have the technologies under Windows. They have the Prism, which can translate the x86 software to ARM version, because the current Huawei Kirin X90 CPU is ARM based CPU, so that you need to use the Prism to binary translate the ARM instruction set to x86. Now, no problem, fine, very fast, because as I said, the CPU 20 cores hybrid threading X90 Kirin X90 is very fast to handle the multitasking. So with the 32 gig RAM internally, so they can handle a lot. They can have 16 gig RAM to the virtual machine as well. So I think it's very good for handling. Now I'm testing it, and this is the x86 .exe file, so that directly you can click it and install it without any problem, just like an ordinary Windows, an ordinary Intel AMD x86 Windows x86 machine. So this ARM based machine is very great now with the HarmonyOS and the Windows both. Just directly click and then install it successfully. After installing it, I now just click it, double click everquest, so playing inside easily. Before it couldn't, because before the Kaidashi VM didn't support the DirectX. Now DirectX supported, DirectX 11 supported, so you can play a lot of games over here. Very convenient. So Donald Trump cannot censor anymore, because we have our own HarmonyOS OS, and we got a lot of things, but cannot censor. We got our CPU, but here is the everquest. You can see some kind of test problem having, but I think maybe the old DirectX now is the DirectX 11 is new, so may have the text problem. I think I will get a solution later, but what I want is to go inside. Before couldn't go inside, just saying the DirectX is not installed GPU doesn't support the DirectX. Now support. Go inside and try. I will show you. Yep, it's loading, so I think it's very convenient. The Huawei can use this very good. Playing a lot of Windows game. These games when I was young, I used to play that. The after Ultima Online, the first online game, and that will be the second online game, the 3D online game, when I got my childhood. So that will be very funny and interesting to play this game on the Huawei HarmonyOS with the VM Windows 11. Playing this kind of game, American game. Donald Trump, if he sees it, maybe he is smiling, laughing at that. Funny, right? He cannot censor this kind of things. Our Chinese technology is very fast, rapidly growing. We have our own CPU, GPU. We have this is Mali GPU by Huawei. We have long seen a lot of long seen 36000 GPU and then a lot of GPU, Chinese GPU. So I think it's very funny. So now going inside, no more censor. Chinese power is showing. Chinese technology. You can see Windows 11 running. VM. I can shift back and forth between the Huawei HarmonyOS and the Windows 11. So it's amazing. Back and forth, so convenient using my 4 fingers. Right here, just swipe back and forth, left and right on the mouse pad. Because there is under VM and the game is kind of big, so loading time may cost longer. Yeah, finally it's inside. But the problem is, as I have said, there is no text because of maybe the new DirectX cannot support the old DirectX. Maybe some kind of text problem. And I also read some kind of articles about the everquest. This game may have some kind of text problem with disappearing the text. But well, running this kind of things with the 3D animation, I think it's okay for the GPU handling this kind of things with the DirectX. I think no problem. Now I'm moving. So try to move to test the 3D animation, the GPU, whether it can handle it. I think it's okay. Now moving kind of smooth, maybe having 20 to 30 frames per second. I think it's okay enough to play the game. Somehow it's kind of better than the Longsun 36000 running the Y with the Y API with the binary translation, because Huawei with this kind of software developing, Huawei's power specifically aim at the software development. So I think it's Huawei's optimization is better than the Longsin. Though Longsin has better CPU like 36000 CPU, Huawei has better software optimization, and so Longsin plus Huawei Open Harmony will be the best. Will have the big hit and big sales later in the market sooner or later in China and overseas. I think it's a perfect match. So I urge people to buy the Huawei HarmonyOS PC. So now you can see with the native HarmonyOS, you can use the office job, office task, WPS office without no problem. Daily use, web surfing, internet, no problem. And you can also play the game with the Windows 11 DirectX VM. I'm so happy to share my happiness to you. I'm very elated with this news because the Kaidashi virtual machine before didn't support the DirectX 11. Now you can see DirectX supporting here on the Windows 11 VM. That's crazy. That's called the Chinese power, Chinese technology. USA cannot sanction. We are winning the whole world. Our technology is very great now. Happy. We can speak English. They cannot speak Chinese. I can speak English to describe this news to the American.